Supporters of a new park tax met at Woodland Park this morning to announce a new referendum that will be on the ballot in Lexington this fall.
If approved, Lexington homeowners would see a property tax increase that would fund park improvements across the city. WKYT's Carly Hoxton explains what you need to know before you vote in November.
The parks around Lexington are filled with public playgrounds, sport courts, and amenities that provide many with a place to relax and play. Now community members urge for help improving them through their passage of a ballot referendum this November.
This dedicated capital fund is an opportunity to not just make our parks good, but to make our parks great. And not just to have the best parks, but to really have a better Lexington.
Supporters say this new capital fund would add $2.25 per $100,000 of taxable property, which equals to around $53 for an average Lexington homeowner. It's estimated that it will allocate $8 million annually towards revitalizing parks, as the operating expenses will continue to be financed through the city's general fund. But supporters still say it's a no-brainer, as it could even help Lexington grow economically.
That brings in money. It brings in people who are interested in living here, brings in their talents and their skills. Again, it's a no-brainer.
While a tax increase may have some homeowners concerned, David Lau with the Parks Advisory Board says they have around 70 local endorsers, including business owners and formerly elected officials.
We hear a chorus of supportive voices.
In Lexington, Carly Hoxton, WKYT.
Well, according to city records, the city's budget set aside $27 million for the Parks Department, but supporters of this tax increase say Lexington's 2018 Parks Master Plan identified approximately $100 million worth of improvements in Lexington's parks.